we feel our media product has used the conventions of our chosen genre, which is a thriller or drama, well, as we set the scene as there's one bad person, which is Ash, one victim, which is Claudia, and one shot person in the midst of it, which is me. We feel like it doesn't challenge the conventions, as it's a typical view of the genre, and it's easy to recognise for the viewers. Also, it's set in the right area, with the same sort of music that you'd set with it. So it's not one genre set in another genre setting, like I don't know, like a sci-fi set in like a old rural estate, like a Wild Wild West film or something. Like so it can make sense. And this is like our intro of us all talking is associated with Mad Dogs, which is the same genre. So if people have seen that, they'd think that if they see Mad Dogs and they see our film, they think it's going to be the same sort of genre. So you get thrown into the action straight away, because when you see the start and you don't know what's happened, but you can get the idea that something bad has happened as is post the events. So it's good to let the audience get into the action straight away rather than let it build up.
Yeah, they always want to doing it that way. They always want to find out what's happening. They keep their interest straight away, and then even though the start isn't as high impact as the first few seconds with the two shot characters, it gives them chance to get into it and build up to it then to find out actually what happened. And on Mad Dogs, it's there's a few films that I've seen, a few films, I can't remember the names of that. They've just started like that, just to grab your attention straight away. And then sort of the titles coming after that, then after you've seen the first few seconds of action. Like James Bond is always one that happens just straight away, you have no idea what's going on. But I was an action-packed first scene.
Film audience. We believe our media product doesn't represent our chosen social group as a whole, but it does represent or reinforce the idea that these things do happen for 12, 13-year-olds up to 18 or 19. And especially at our age, which is 16, 17, there are a lot of breakups in college or school that can end badly. Whether it be one partner not taking too kindly to it, as our media has represented, or there being a lot of things being spread about one of the partners by the other one around school or college, and names being called and bullying taking place. We have represented our characters to fit the genre of payback, as Ash is the villain, Claudia is the innocent victim, and Mia is the shocked person in the midst of it all. We believe this is the typical layout of our chosen genre.
Going back to what you said a minute ago about doesn't represent the whole social group as a whole. Yeah, it's true, because not everyone breaks up like that, and they don't hold a grudge. It can be good breaking up on very good terms, sort of thing. And I think nowadays it depends where you're from. I can't really say different parts of the country, because it's not like that. It's just who you are. Depends on what your own experience of it.
If you grow up in a rough place, or the place that you live, or you're more likely to get caught in fights or something like that than if you grow up in a really posh place.
I think the personal experiences when you're watching the film, you'll be taken back to somewhere, some feeling you've had before. If you're seeing part of it, people walking into the camera, you feel threatened by it, sort of thing.
Institutions we believe or want to distribute our media are those similar to films that have inspired us, such as Taxi Driver, as mentioned earlier, which is Columbia Studios. We want our films to be distributed into the mainstream, so it'll be well seen and well advertised, and it can appeal to more people of our target audience. Whereas if it was into a private place, then it'd be more expensive, and in less places and in more areas where these things might not happen, such as small villages or something, where there might be private schools or something, and that those kind of people are the kind of stereotyped to not believe in fighting and stuff, and their relationships are all perfect and families are all perfect and things. We want it to be in more cinemas such as like the Odeon, where it's all over the country and people with different experiences can go and watch it and see if they relate to it or if it's of interest to them.
I think one of the, I don't know the film distributor, but like someone like Hot Fuzz sort of thing, like British film, like a small British film that a lot of audiences go to see. It's been all over the world sort of thing, even though it's like filmed in one location, and the story's like quite simple, but it was very good. I think that was like, that could have been gone either way, like a small company, or it could have been bought out by the big one, which it did.
The certificate to be a 15, to make sure the film's not too gory and not gory enough, as that could make, if it's too gory and too much blood, then people can get uninterested or like discomforted by watching it. But if it's not gory enough and there's not enough action, people can get bored. That we've chosen to target people who might like films that inspired us, such as Taxi Driver, etc., as if they're distributed by the same industry, and people like the films that have been distributed by this industry, they're more likely to go and see ours as they think they'll enjoy it as well. Our very specific audience are around 15, 14 to 21 or 22-year-olds, as they may experience it themselves or heard about themselves, or known people who have been through this kind of situation in school or college themselves. And the wider audience we've chosen to target are those who like the same genre as our film, or people who may live in the same area where it's filmed, or people that live in the same areas where it's been distributed in cinemas.
I think young adults are the type of audience we're trying to like target. Yeah, it's because they can relate to more of this as what's going on. Like they know someone, or they've been in the position of like the person involved, or they know someone who's had it done to them, sort of thing. Nowadays it's quite like it keeps happening quite a lot in the news and stuff, and like all over internet, on the social networking sites, you can always find out about something like this.
As opposed to like a 10 or 11-year-old who's not entered or matured, like the right age to be through these kind of experiences.
You know, what they think is like love or whatever, they might not understand it. It's turned into hate very quickly, and even they like have no like actual grasp of what these words mean. They just like these random feelings of strange. They just have no idea.